Week 20 in the Belgian Pro League and a midweek round. Leaders Racing Genk an early chance to open up a 10-point lead at the top away to surging new boys Westerlo in 7th. Standard Liège in 6th hosts 13th place Mechelen. The sides in 2nd and 3rd, Union Saint-Gilloise and Antwerp, play simultaneously on the road at Cercle, Brugge and Oostende. Anderlecht may be 12th, but they're still Anderlecht. Second from bottom, Zulte Waregem, their visitors. Club Brugge in 4th have a tricky visit to Sint-Truiden, and one spot behind them in 5th, Gent hosts Felice Matsu's Charleroi. All these and more coming up. Good evening, it's the Sclessin tonight. The Maurice Dufresne for Standard Liège against Mechelen, 6th against 13th in the top flight. Plenty of support, Zinkernagel went himself and pulled it across goal. Zinkernagel went for it early and has been parried by Gaetan Cook. Bacardi and headed in by Leuven. Breakthrough. They've had all the creativity in the first half, and now they have the lead. So Zinkernagel over the free kick again. Good deep delivery. They're all lined up. Leuven is there again. Nice try, Scholes hits the bar. Beautiful try. What a belter. Mulder won the league. Great delivery. Walsh let it go. It just flew behind Davida. Here's a great break by Engvall. Can Ohio get away here? He's found a way past Lavallee. No, Ohio! Scores his first goal for Standard Liège. He's waited a long time for that. He's never had a starting place, but that might change. Big opening, great strike, good save, and Bates on the follow-up. Can't turn it home. Descent ended up in the net. Bates ended up being penalised. Brilliant try. It was Engvall's effort. And another tremendous stop by Boda. The waiting is over. Standard win their first league game since the last week of October against Zulte. They go within a point of the top 4. Another midweek Belgian Pro League encounter of importance at both ends of the table. The Great Old have a glass ceiling to smash through, chasing their first top 2 finish since the 1970s. Their hosts tonight simply looking to finish in the top 15 and stay up. Lovely by Michel Owens-Balakwisha. And Maya gets his first goal in the Belgian League, who started his season in Kosovo with Dritta. They lost to Antwerp in Europe. Antwerp liked what they saw, and now Muya has borne fruits. Ndika missing out. Lovely back heel. That's set things running again for De Laat. Fanned by Muya. It's beginning to come into his own quite well. Balikwish is setting up Ekkelenkamp. Janssen and Stengs stayed onside, but now he needs a lot of support. Janssen will provide it. Lovely goal! Look at the amount of Oostende players who are back. They had 8, including the goalkeeper Phillips. Janssen makes it 2. A ripper. Stengs had gone down, a cul-de-sac. Managed to pick out Janssen on the edge of the area. Great save by Bute. Fabulous. Musayev in a brilliant spot. Tremendous point-blank save. That's a cracking ball down the middle. And this can wrap it up. Phillips saves again. Muya released again. Balikwisha takes it up. The header from Ekkelenkamp hits the crossbar. So close. Vermeeren. Here's Calvin Stengs with a cross on the left-hand side. They're ready to score more. Richie De Laat! And it should have been in by Pacho, but it caught him unawares. It's a decent chip. It might find Ndika. It has found Ndika. Going in with John Bute. It's been penalised. Oh, he's hit the post. Incredible. He hit the follow-up as well, so that's 2 consecutive strikes of the ball by him, which are not allowed. On the charge again, and looking quite sprightly up front, Oostende. Sakamoto started the move! Off the crossbar. Here goes Ekkelenkamp and Bataille. It'll come through towards Nsimba, and that'll do it. Antwerp have the win. Normal service is resumed. Nice finish by Nsimba, who pops up in the right place. Only 1 defeat in 9 games in all competitions for Antwerp. 14 wins out of 22. A change of coach. Suddenly things don't look as promising as they had done before the World Cup. They could do with a pick-me-up. Will it come on the road tonight? From the start, it's Sint-Truiden against Club Brugge. Lang skipping inside. And look at the amount of players they have in the area. Huge amount. Mata just wide. Deflected wide. But Club had absolutely swamped the Canaries area. And Clinton Mata, who Doesn't score very many, and who hasn't scored this season, almost did there. It's a cracking ball forward and on the chase here. Daichi Hiyashi! Hiyashi! Danger on the counter from Sint-Truiden, just as the Club Brugge coach had prescribed. It was onside, don't think there was any doubt about that really. Made the break very well, he darted past Silla impressively. Buchanan, Yarmchuk waiting in the middle. It's an own goal! The very way the Club Brugge were sunk on Sunday, they've resurrected themselves on Thursday. Walker Janssen just put through his own goal to try and prevent Yarmchuk from finding the net. Chance of an equaliser, Mignolet got a hand out to save. And Sint-Truiden didn't have enough men up to follow up. But that's good positivity from the Canaries. So often in his 3 seasons here, Mignolet has come to Club Brugge's rescue time and again, particularly last season. It's only 2/3 possession for Club Brugge since half-time. Yarmchuk, good control, nice layoff, Nielsen! Almost celebrating. In by Koita, looking for the flick on, which came! Bruno was in there, Mignolet stopping it. Been involved in a lot of very tight games lately, Club Brugge. It's 5 games ago since their 2-2 draw against Antwerp. They led in that 2-0. Pull back late on. Might be pulled back here, they are! Gianni Bruno! Mignolet let it slide! And the Canaries are flying! A goal and a goal scorer he will not want to talk about. Lovely little cross in by Daiki Hashioki. It was just about onside, I think. Mignolet missed it and sent in by Gianni Bruno from close range. 12 this season, 10 in the league. Good break again. In the centre dangerously and almost picked out. Right. What a chance. Another fine break down the right-hand side. Jupiler managed to put good forward towards Antonio Nusa. Good try. Oh, that was a teaser. Schmidt with a good save. And after 8 wins in a row over Sint-Truiden, Club Brugge held this time. Scott Parker becomes the first Club Brugge coach since 1989 not to get a win in his first 3 games.
Oud-Hevelé Leuven in 9th, hosting Eupen in 15th at Den Dreef. A 3-goal win for Leuven would put them 6th, temporarily at least. The visiting Zebras in their changed colours of black, trying to stay above the relegation zone. Leuven of the Pro League's longest-serving coach, Mark Bryce, taking charge 2.5 years ago. Life comes at you fast. In the Eupen dugout, Bernd Stork traded for highly rated 32-year-old Edward Still in the past month. Eupen's first big contribution seeing Gary Magnier suddenly in a lot of space. A quick break forward, picking out Smail Previlak, heading straight to Koyakaru.
An early kick-off on a Tuesday evening, meaning not as many inside Dendreef as usual, but Musa Al-Tamari enthusing those present with an excellent burst forward. It was going in anyway, but Jon Dago Torsteinsson making sure on the line, not that it really needed it. Now a regular Iceland international, that's his 4th goal since signing at the start of the season from Danish Super League side Aarhus. After last weekend's decent 2-1 win at Westerlo, Leuven 1-0 up at half-time. Could Leuven extend that in the second half? The Pandas heartened by still only being a goal down. Ivorian international Conan Ndri coming on at half-time and causing OHL some problems. An excellent angled effort. Koyakaru in the OHL goal doing enough. Still just the 1 goal between them with 15 minutes to go. Leuven's turn to threaten. Insigne's stoppage time effort at Christmas cost Club Brugge coach Carl Hopkins his job. Insigne finding Shrivers here, driving narrowly wide. But the game's still wide open, entering the final 10 minutes. Previlax set up for Ndri, excellent. Ewood Plytings with OHL's saving grace to still keep it 1-0. So Edward still and Eupen looking for some inspiration heading into stoppage time with Leuven still ahead. Eupen still creating. A couple of tasty challenges here. The second from Christian Malinov on Jedi Gassama. Penalty for Eupen. The first challenge could have been a free kick. The second, definitely a penalty. Previlax scored 16 goals in all competitions last season. This from the spot, just his 3rd this campaign, but quite valuable. Previlax hasn't enjoyed the same impressive scoring run as a year ago that saw him net regularly for Bosnia-Herzegovina as well. Maybe that changes now. A point for Eupen to keep them outside the relegation zone by a single point. Leuven missed the chance to enter the top 6. Out heavily, Leuven 1, Eupen 1. Racing Genk are getting their deserved praise. 7 points clear at the top of the table. Westerlo would surely be getting more plaudits for lying in 7th place in their first season back in the top flight, but for Union Saint-Gilloise coming so close to winning the league in a similar position last season. Genk winning 13 of the last 14 league games and ahead after 6 minutes here. Daniel Munoz feeding Joseph Paintsel. His terrific cross turned home by Aziz Utara. A sensational glancing header giving the Ivorian his first goal for Genk since signing from Swedish side Hammarby 18 months ago. And for Racing, their 50th league goal of the campaign, arriving by week 21. Surely more would follow. Westerlo have shown no fear since coming up, the way it should be. Duress on Genk keeper Martin van der Voort here, but what a clearance! Following his earlier assist, Paintsel doing his best to get noticed by those in the crowd, latching onto Rabel Tajir's short back header to take control and score. Van der Voort will soon be on his way to Leipzig in the Bundesliga, and while he's not leading in the clean sheets table, his value remains undiminished. Along with all of Paintsel's assists, that's his own 8th goal of the season, 7 in the league. Second highest scorer behind Onuachu. Paintsel in the top 5 in terms of assists. Genk 2-0 up at half-time and coasting. Wonder why Vincent Kompany's here, though. The Carpeting trying to avoid nightmare visions of their 6-0 loss to the Segeka happening again, especially after losing to Leuven on Friday night. Nicola Castro forced into a sky-clearing 6 minutes after the restart. Thomas van der Kiebus fouled by stand-in Genk captain Carlos Cuesta. Maxime de Kuiper with the spot kick and converting. The 5th goal of the season for the left-back recruited from Club Brugge. Westerlo with chances of victory again. 2-1 Genk, 53 minutes played. And 2 minutes later, how often does it happen that a side struggling will score and then score again? Van den Kiebus unleashing a beauty. Apparently one of those being scouted by Burnley boss Kompany, the Belgian under-21 international with his first ever top-flight goal. He's not liable to ever forget it. 2 goals in 2 minutes for 2-2, and on the hour mark the home pressure continuing. Another corner, Seegers with the header, Van der Voort with the fine save. 10 minutes on from Westerlo's double whammy, Racing trying to get revitalised up front, and they would do it by pressing loads forward. Joseph Paintsel's tee-up, giving Daniel Munoz an opening to try something really spectacular, and this bicycle kick would pay off.
That's 6 for the season now for the Colombian international, and there won't be many better than that. Well nominating for Goal of the Week, Goal of the Month, Goal of the Season. Beautiful from every angle. 3 minutes remaining, Westerlo pushing everything forward. Substitute Tour Dick swinging in effort, going down in the area with Patrick Krasowski challenging. Referee Alexandre Bucco awarding another spot kick, a brilliant chance for 3-3. But VAR scrutiny from the Belgian FA headquarters in Tubize, seeing it cancelled out. No penalty, but what that mean? No more hope for Westerlo. Van der Kiebus with another big opportunity in the 3rd minute of stoppage time coming up. This one flying just wide. They're on a brilliant ride this season, but this one ultimately ending in defeat for Westerlo. No doubt they're the entertainers of the year so far. 13 wins out of 14 for Genk, 18 out of 21. That's champion form. Westerlo 2, Racing Genk 3. Union Saint-Gilloise in second, now 10 points behind leaders Genk, but 6 points clear themselves of third place Antwerp following their impressive 2-0 dismantling the great old of the weekend under Karel Gerrard. Cercle in 10th enjoyed a new major coach bump under Miran Muslic earlier in the season, but going into this 1 point out of 9 from the last 3 games. Union in their customary yellow and pressing well bang on 5 minutes, sent a lean and releasing Gustav Nielsen, but denied by an excellent save by Poland international keeper Radoslav Miecki. Union were top scorers last season and are already through to the last 16 of the Europa League. Teddy Tiumet teeing up Bart Newcup's upcoming tight-angled volley. Tiumet having netted from the spot against Antwerp at the weekend. A really worthy try from the Dutchman, formerly an Eredivisie winner in the Netherlands with Feyenoord, almost repeating that act with Union last season. We haven't seen much from Cercle up front up to this point. The first half with 9 minutes remaining when Hugo Sique's cross on the right will be hooked over by Olivier Deman. CKX of Standard Liège and Freiburg goalless at half-time. Warnings for Union before the break, and after it, Jean Marcelin's header from Francis's free kick clipping the crossbar. Union at this stage needing to be on red alert. Cercle finding ways around the usually reliable Unionist defence. Midway through the second half, Francis supplying Thibaut Summers with the opener, only his 2nd goal of the season. Usually his goals have been needed to keep Cercle up, but after finishing 10th and just outside the European playoffs last season, there's nothing green about Cercle's ambition this time. So Union behind, going 1 down late in the game at Anderlecht didn't affect them much last week, winning 3-1. Nielsen threatening with his header from the corner this time, Miecki denying. Union have only lost 3 times this season in the league. They're definitely not suffering from second season syndrome. 8 minutes to go and Jean-Thierry Lazar's cross will be turned home by Nielsen. His 7th goal of the campaign since coming from Wien Wiesbaden in the German 3rd division, where Dennis Ungaff cut his spurs. Only Nielsen's 2nd in the league. He, Edingra and Boniface with 12 goals combined in the league. Dennis Ungaff proving very big shoes to fill. A vital point for Cercle here. Union unbeaten in 13, dropping points for the first time since early November. Cercle Bruges 1, Union Saint-Gilloise 1. It's January, so what are Brian Riemer and Anderlecht doing in 12th? 7 points above the relegation zone, but still. Zulte have undoubtedly been boosted by the recent signings, a Ruud Vormer from Club Brugge and Christian Bruls from Sint-Truiden, winning 2 of the last 3. Second bottom in the table, only winning once previously at Anderlecht, so an easy home win then. Maybe not. Zeno de Baas caught out in possession after only 10 minutes. Aliou Federa relieving the Belgian World Cup attendee for Zeno Gano to score. 7 now for the campaign in all competitions. And though a bit of a wandering star in recent years, after scoring 15 last season, this might just be his ideal home. Not so much though for de Baas. No home fans to criticise or equally inspire Anderlecht tonight. Jari Verskaren's free kick trying to break the silence. Benito Rahman has scored goals everywhere he's been, and after a spell out to the side before Christmas, taking his latest chance in the 11 with both hands. 1-1 after 34 minutes. The celebrations across Brussels barely dying down, with Rahman picking up a loose pass in Zulte defence before producing this. 75 seconds between the goals, and for Rahman, his first brace in 13 months since the 7-0 Christmas 2021 thrashing of Beerschot. Under Vincent Kompany, his 9 league goals last season, helping the Mauves to 3rd. Could this double
be a big foundation for greater things. STVV needing to fashion a similar response. Seraing's cross picking out Gano again. 5 in 7, but promoted Anderlecht keeper Bart Verbruggen keeping this one out. Anderlecht 2-1 up at half-time, but not for long. A good team move culminating in Allowen and Door controlling and slotting home. He had hit some firing shots before this. His first goal since coming from Norwegian football and Haugesund in the summer. That close control alarming Anderlecht a bit, looking for handball. Would it be given though? The VAR saying goal. So 2-2. What else would Zulte have up their sleeves? Michael Murillo soon finding out with 15 minutes to go. Dispossessed by Federa, completing a tremendous virtuoso finish. Zulte 10 years after their sole previous victory at Anderlecht, 3-2 ahead with 15 minutes remaining. Federa didn't score at all last season, but this already his 5th this term and so invaluable for his club. Zulte Waregem's survival hopes boosted by only their 2nd ever win at Park Astrid. Anderlecht's survival hopes, well, that's a different story. A real relegation 6-pointer, Kortrijk in 14th, 2 places and 2 points above the relegation zone against Seraing, 18th and bottom. As part of the coaching merry-go-round in recent months, Bernd Stork was released by Eupen but taken on by Kortrijk. De Kerels winning 2 of the last 3 against Genk and Leuven, but controversially losing at Gent at the weekend. Felipe Avenatti heading Kortrijk ahead here after 8 minutes. Seraing's Luxembourg goalkeeper Timothy Martin unable to smuggle it off the line. VAR was not Kortrijk's friend at the Galamco at the weekend. A much debated offside, seeing a vital goal ruled out in their 2-1 defeat. Big Brother giving the goal this time, though. Avenatti's 7th of the campaign, 6 in the league. Avenatti's undoubted strength is up front, a fine scorer of goals and regularly used off the bench with the first half of last season at Union. Defensively, though, a different story. Avenatti bundling into Antoine Bernier here. Referee Brent Starsons consulting the video officials. Penalty for Seraing. VAR giveth and VAR taketh away. Cape Verde international Wagner converting the spot kick. That's 5 out of 6 penalties they've now scored this term. It's the sort of record they may need to stay up. 1-1 after 18 minutes. With 3 clubs going down, there's much greater pressure on Seraing this season. 5 minutes after tying it up, the Metallos behind again. And what a goal to put Kortrijk 2-1 ahead. Bilal Massoudi with his 2nd league goal of the season, and an absolute beauty from the Algerian, signed from Sahara at the start of last season after a 19-goal campaign back home. Kortrijk leading and almost doubling their advantage right on half-time. Avenatti and Selemani combining well. Avenatti finding the crossbar. The Kerels 2-1 ahead of the break. Seraing are better on the road than at home, though, where they haven't won in 16. And despite being reduced to 10 through Mbo's red, Seraing back level through Wagner's spectacular free kick. 2 on the night to match the 2 he'd scored all season before this evening. It's almost as if they enjoy doing things the hard way. Only 4 wins in 20, 2-2 on the hour. But fast forward 2 minutes. Seraing under pressure again. Kortrijk perking up immediately. Cristalino Atamona driving across goal. Selemani arriving at the right place to steer it in. Only his 5th since last summer, but an invaluable effort after hitting 13 league goals to keep the Kerels up in 13th last season. Selemani's 1st since October. And that the winning goal. Kortrijk's 3rd win in 4 league games. Survival under their new coach is looking more possible now. Stork always delivers. But for Seraing, they remain rock bottom. Gent in 5th with a chance to leap above Club Brugge by avoiding defeat against Felicia Massu's 11th place Charleroi, coming from behind in the last 2 games to defeat Eupen and Cercle. Beware if you score first against them. 17-year-old Malik Fafana has burst into the first team well at Gent in recent months, still awaiting his first top-flight goal. This a nice test for Hervé Coffey. Gent coming into this with a slender 2-1 triumph over Kortrijk of the weekend, but convincing defeats at the hands of Antwerp and in the Cup against Union Saint-Gilloise prior to that. Hong's free kick stopped by Oostende, Gent potentially feeling with his hand. Referee Kevin van Damme not committing to a penalty kick, and after viewing a few times, VAR would agree. Charleroi have become difficult to beat again under Matsu. In his previous spell in charge of his hometown club, they finished in the Champions playoffs 3 times. Oostende denied here by Paul Nardi. 0-0 at half-time. But interesting, right? Gent are one of the 4 Belgian sides still in Europe and don't want to be left out for next season. Captain Mechelen Gadju denied on the line by Adam Zogan. Jan-Peter Hauger's rebound blocked by Badji on the line. Julien Dessart with the latest big chance again with 10 minutes remaining. His free kick deflected away again by Zogan. Charleroi relying on their defensive wits to hold out. The Buffaloes trying to conjure a late winner. Hugo Kuipers has been immense since joining last summer from Mechelen. They're definitely missing him at the Acte de Kazerne. One late, tight-angled effort to win it, but simple for Coffee to deny. Goalless then, 5 points out of a possible 12 from 4 games for Gent. As for the latest Matsu project, 7 points out of 12. He's overtaken his old club Anderlecht as well. Someone happy with Gent 0, Charleroi 0 then. Zulte Waregem's victory at Anderlecht, the result of the week, though Genk's close call at Westerlo running it close. Union having to come from behind to draw at Cercle. Club Brugge and Gent held as well by Sint-Truiden and Charleroi. So with 13 weeks to go in the regular season, Genk extend their lead to the top to 9 points after Union's draw at Cercle. Antwerp are now 4 points behind them in third thanks to their win at Oostende, held further by Club and Gent both drawing. Standard now 1 point off the top 4. At the bottom, Seraing and Oostende are further in the mire, with Kortrijk and Zulte both winning. Next up, a top 6 battle at the Boswell as Royal Antwerp host Standard. Leaders Genk will open up at Eupen provided the snow doesn't bite, with Union and Club entertaining Leuven and Charleroi, while Anderlecht must win at bottom club Seraing. From Will Downing and all the team in Brussels, until next time, enjoy your football.